Hi, I'm Kip Elser. We're based in Camden, South Carolina. We came up here with a group of 2-year-olds for the sale here right after the Preakness.
So what are you expecting out of this sale? You think it seems like the market's been improving over the last few sales. What are you expecting?
I think so. There's a solid group of horses here, and the market has been on the rise the last few months, so I expect we'll have a relatively strong sale.
What's the story with this guy?
He's a colt that came to us relatively recently, and he's breezed well enough to hopefully get some interest here.
He's a
Monday and
Bernstein out of a stakes winning mare.
Yeah. Good family, good solid colt.
Wait, now on the breezing front, how important do you think it is? How important is a fast breeze to selling a horse?
Well, it's important, but it's not the only thing. We're one more step from looking at them just on the line as yearlings. You still evaluate the pedigrees, you look at their conformation, and then you evaluate their performance on the racetrack. Not only on how fast they go, but on how well balanced they are, how symmetrical their stride is from beginning to end, how they get across the ground, how much thrust they appear to have. But it's one more step between buying a yearling and being at the races.
Now, somebody we were just talking to sort of kind of characterized the time of the breeze as almost like a gate, and you know, it's like if you're, let's say you went 10-3 or faster, for a lot of buyers, though, that's now you're in the gate. Whereas if you went slower, for some buyers, they're just going to say, well, I'm not going to bother with this. Do you feel like that's
some
true,
people
or?
still do that, but I think in general, it's a combination of how fast do they go and how do they do it. Again, how long is their stride? How well do they push off? Is there any torque when they're landing or pushing off? Just all the different things that you would look for while you're training a horse at home.
Right. As a buyer, what does it tell me if a horse works an eighth versus works a quarter?
Probably that he's trained by somebody different. We all
that's good to know.
We all do things a little differently. All my horses here went a quarter. Most of them, I think, just went an eighth. It just kind of depends on who's getting the horse ready and what they're trying to show people.
So it doesn't connect necessarily to how close to how fit or how far along the horse is.
You know, personally, I think that later in the year we should be trying to show that we're a little closer to the races, but obviously not everyone agrees with me, and I can't say they're wrong.
Now, this guy is friendly.
How many horses do you have here today?
We've got 8 here.
8? And they come from all over?
Yeah, come from all over. Some came from our place in Camden, South Carolina, and several others came from other people that have gotten them ready and sent them up here to us to sell.
Looking at the horse physically, for most horses, how much sort of projection do you have to do in your mind? If I look at this horse, how much of a fully mature individual am I looking at?
They're not full grown. So you have to use your imagination a little bit. What are they going to turn into?
Right.
But again, they're farther along than they were as yearlings. So it's a progression. Instead of looking at a kid in grade school, you're looking at a kid in high school, not into college yet.
Right.
This is like right after the Preakness, and a lot of the heavy hitters in the game will be here, looking for.
I would expect so. These sales traditionally are scheduled around big race meetings. The Preakness and all the other races over the weekend. It's an exciting time around here. And there'll be
it's a little bit of a madhouse around here.
But it should be.
Right.
It should be. When you've got this many good races right around the corner, it should be a little bit of a madhouse. So there'll be a lot of people here for the racing, and hopefully there'll be that many, if not more, that come over to the sale.
Do you feel like we're mean, one of the big issues, obviously, in racing is a horse shortage, which is really an owner shortage. Do you think we're going to start making progress and bringing new owners into the game?
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's a wonderful game. It grabbed me a long time ago.
Right.
And I think there are ways to encourage people to get started owning horses.
Mm-hmm.
But
are there things you'd like to see racing do? Things that we could be doing this weekend?
That's another conversation.
Well, what about how did you get into it? You said it grabbed you a long time ago. What was it
I was a kid. We all rode when we were kids, and my parents had horses, and we ended up 3 out of the 4 of us are very interested in the game. One brother's a vet, and one brother's a lawyer, specializes in equine law, and here I am buying and selling them.
So how'd the other brother escape?
Good sense, I guess.
Perfect ending.